Centre for Sport in Leeds, and brought to you by Steve Wood's VIP Promotions and Josh Warrington's Leeds Warrior Promotions. This is 4 3-minute rounds. We're in the super welterweight division. Anthony Rushton is our referee in charge, and Mr. John Latham. Mr. John Latham is our referee in charge, and Mr. Anthony Rushton is actually our referee in charge. No, he's not. That's twice I've done it. It's getting late, I'm getting old. He's our timekeeper. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the white shorts with black, weighing in at 10 stone 8 pounds. He comes to the ring this evening, professional contest number 9 from Rotherham, Yorkshire, Nathan Demolition Darby. And across the ring in the red corner, he wears the white shorts with blue and silver trim. He tipped the scales 10 stone 10, 14 fight record, all of them wins from Doncaster, Yorkshire, Lewis. 2 Smooth.
Seconds out, round 1.
Well, here we go, 6 3-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Lewis 2 Smooth Booth. He's been out of the boxing ring for 2 years actually, Spencer, but a talented fighter, really talented fighter, former Central Area champion, and in his last fight he came back to find no other than Tyson Fury in his changing room, who was full of praise for him.
Yep, great talent is Lewis Booth, 14 fights unbeaten. He started this one very well against another fighter with a 0 on his record, but that's the wins with 8 losses. So he's looking to get his first victory. He's Nathan Darby.
Booth now trained by Jimmy Harrington, who he says has turned him into a front foot fighter, and that's certainly what we can see here as he marches forward with his front foot and just measures up his man and unleashes a short barrage of punches.
Yep, looks like there's some venom behind those punches as well. He's taking his time here, Booth, just stalking forward, controlling things nicely, showing good experience in there, good patience in there as well, just looking to get off of those shots. He looks like he's got good hand speed as well.
He's in really good condition, is Lewis Booth, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is.
He looks solid.
He's been away for a couple of years. Well, he's got himself in fantastic shape. He's brought a great crowd here with him as well. Just looking for some openings there, just trying to create the opening. A little feint with the uppercut. Goes with a straight right hand, just falls short with that one.
Booth looking for a shot, which only he knows what it is in his head, but when he comes forward rapidly, and he's certainly got some speed about him, both with his feet and the way that he moves, and then when he lets his hands go as well. Let me tell you, from a couple of feet away, he is quick.
Yeah, very quick hands and feet. And he's just sizing his opponent up here, Booth, just looking for an opening. Heads dangerously close together there. Thankfully, it doesn't look like any of them have been cut, but little clash of heads in that opening round, and Booth gets back to action, controlling the centre of that ring, looking for the opening, trying to find a spot.
Booth looks like he's just going through the motions in this round, just sussing out his southpaw opponent, throwing what he needs to throw when he needs to throw it. And I know when he gets back to the corner, the very straight-talking Jimmy Harrington will tell him exactly what he wants him to do. And one of the things that I heard Lewis Booth say is, and what he loves about where he's training with Jimmy, is the straight-talking. He said, I'm one of those fighters who needs to be giving it in black and white. And if I'm doing rubbish, then you need to tell me I'm doing rubbish or whatever it is. And, you know, don't fluff things up. He goes, our gym is a straight talking gym, and it's somewhere where he's really settled in nicely.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you say our gym, I thought you were talking about Jimmy Harrington there, who's a straight talker as well. And he,
Well,
you know,
that's exactly it.
He'll be reading him the right act in the corner there. Don't worry, you know, it's not about what he was doing well, but it will all be about what he's doing wrong and what he needs to build on and how he needs to be more creative. And I think that's what we need to see here now with Lewis Booth in this second round. Is let's see you turn it up a little bit there. You've gone out there, all right, you've had a bit of a layoff. You've gone out there, you've sized things up a little bit. You're feeling your opponent out. Now let's see you start stepping it up a little bit.
Round 2.
We're into the second round here, and Booth straight on the front foot, snapping out that jab of his as he firmly looks at Nathan Darby with those eyes and measures his man up, looking to get a perfect shot off. But Darby is defensively very good. I'm impressed with the way that he parries those straight shots and gets himself at the right range, the right distance, almost every time.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, Darby knows his way around the ring, that's for sure. He's got a lot of experience in the corner in Junior Witter, who also knows his way around the ring. And although he's had 8 fights and lost them all, he's very, very capable, knows how to survive. And this is going to be all about Lewis Booth and whether he can be creative and create those openings. Look at the front 2 feet of Booth there. You look at his lead foot, and it's on the inside of Darby's foot, and it needs to be on the outside. He needs to step on the outside of his lead foot and drive those right hands through the middle, come with the left hooks over the top. That's how you're going to create the openings against someone like Darby, who boxes out of that southpaw style. And whilst Darby's got his foot on the outside, it's going to be very difficult for Booth to find an opening.
Lewis Booth had a good amateur career, over 60 fights, 50 wins, and the fights he didn't win were against top opposition. So he will very much be used to fighting orthodox fighters, southpaw fighters, fighters who switch it up, and we can really see that amateur pedigree shining through because he does the foundations, he does the basics extremely well.
Oh, absolutely. Your foundations are great, like you say. The balance is good. You can see him thinking in there and all that. But like I say, you know, against the southpaw there, that's the right hand's the lead shot there against the southpaw. You just want to keep that front foot on the outside of their foot, feint the jab, come with the right hands, and then put the combinations together after that. Be creative, and I think that's the way that you do it against southpaws. You know, look, Darby there will be looking to keep his foot on the outside and looking to come over the lead left hand of Booth. And I think that's the key to success here for Booth.
It's a good fast jab from Booth, which works or comes out very quickly, but Nathan Darby is very, very quick with those hands when it comes to parrying. I am impressed with that, but he's got to find a way around it. Maybe it's the hooks coming around the outside, because would you say, Spencer, that going forward and throwing the straight shots, he's not being as effective as he possibly could be?
Well, I think the straight right hands is perfect for the southpaw, and the left hook over the top and then come through with the right hands again, or go with a phase 2, you know, come again. And I think that's where you need to be a little more creative. He's got great hand speed and good balance as Booth, and he just needs to be a little bit more creative with what he's doing at the moment. He's throwing the jabs, he's falling short with the jabs, and when he's throwing the right hand, you watch it now, and he's throwing the right hand, and he's stepping over with the back foot as well, and putting himself into the southpaw stance, and then coming back with shots, and then going back orthodox again. That's because his feet are out of range. Like I said to you, his front foot, his lead left foot, needs to be on the outside there of Darby's, and he needs to throw the right hand, step in with the feet, throw the right hand, and come with a left hook over the top. Small things for him to work on in there, and I'm sure he will do. He's technically a very good fighter. We can clearly see that, you know, he has those foundations and he's got that boxing IQ. He just needs to put stuff together.
He does, and he doesn't look like a fighter who's had a couple of years out of the ring at all, does he? It doesn't
No, he doesn't
necessarily look like there's ring rust there, but 2 years, that's a long time to be out of the ring, isn't it?
Well, it takes a little bit of feeling back into again, and, you know, you can forgive him for maybe for that, but, you know, he's in control of the fight. I'm not saying that he's not in control of the contest. He is in control of the contest. I'd just like to see a little more from him, because I know he's got that ability.
Absolutely, and a slight correction. It was October 2022 was last in the ring, so not quite 2 years. But Booth starting this round how he finished the last one, with a nice tight guard and strong stance and popping those shots out as he measures his man up. And
that's the shot there, the left right hand through the middle, which was lovely there. Just move your feet a split second before you throw your hands, get yourself in range, throw the right hand and then come with the combinations after. Better stuff there from Booth. And now he needs to build on that.
You said it 3 or 4 times about that right hand, and he's starting to land it now.
Yep, the feet were a little bit out of range again there because he was leading with his hands as opposed to his feet. Just needs to step in like that, step in range with your feet first, let the hands go after.
The concentration on Booth's face is a picture. He has not taken his eyeballs off of his man for a moment. Super focused in there. I tell you what though, Spencer, those shots that Booth throws, they're really unpredictable. There's no real pattern to his work, which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Like, just kind of out of nowhere, like this barrage of punches, just like that. They just happen, don't they?
Yeah, explosive and exciting, and very crowd-pleasing, TV-friendly, if you like. It's exciting to watch, but like I say, it's just being creative and sort of like working it out a little bit more. Start, setting some traps, feint the jabs downstairs, move your feet in range, let the right hand go first and throw the combination. But there's a lot to like, that's for sure, about Booth. And Nathan Darby's not doing himself too bad either here, if I'm totally honest. I mean, he's holding himself very well as well.
Yeah, he really is. For a man who hasn't got a win on his record yet, he's showing a lot of skill in there, a lot of very good defensive work, good feet and good hands in terms of his defence, just not throwing bundles himself. But he's certainly making Lewis Booth think as he returns to the ring for the 15th time.
Booth controlling the space again here and controlling the round, just a little bit wild with that backhand with the right hand, but yet doing enough in the round to comfortably win it again there, Booth. Another round in the bank.
If you haven't had bundles of southpaw opponents, Spencer, or you haven't got loads, if you haven't had loads of southpaw sparring, are they really that tricky to deal with?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I boxed a lot of southpaws as an amateur and as a pro as well. With boxing for England, travelling around on the amateur circuit, a lot of the Europeans were southpaws, and my trainer was actually a southpaw as well, which gave me a massive advantage because he gave me all the insights into how you beat a southpaw, where your feet need to be, etc. And that is the key point against the southpaw, that you need that lead foot on the outside. You have to feint the jab, pretend you're in range with the jab, and lead off with the right hand, and then come with the combinations off the back of that. And I think they're really important against a southpaw, because southpaws can be that tricky.
And into the 4th round here of this welterweight fight, scheduled for 6. Lewis Booth versus Nathan Darby. Good fast hands from Booth in the opening few moments of this round, as he still sticks his eyes on his opponent.
Yeah, he's been controlling this fight from the opening bell there, Booth, and starting to put the combinations together. Better stuff from him. But Darby doesn't seem to be phased at all, does he? He feels very comfortable in there himself. Darby looking for his first victory as a professional.
Darby's corner coaching him to move to his right and move away from that right hand of Lewis Booth's.
Yep, Derby has a very experienced trainer in the corner in junior, switch hitter, Witter, former WBC super lightweight champion or light welterweight champion when he was boxing. That's what they used to like to call it. Changed the name to super lightweight now. But another guy that's here tonight and has got someone on the bill in Ibi Adim. Ricky Hatton is in the house, and him and Junior Witter, I don't know if you remember, Darren, many years ago, were due to fight. That fight never happened. One of the fights that we would have loved to have seen as British boxing fans back in the day.
Yeah, there was plenty of back and forth when that was due to happen, wasn't there? But one of those many which didn't come to fruition. And Lewis Booth by no means looks troubled in there, but he does look like he's having to do a lot of thinking when it comes to trying to land the shots against a very defensively good fighter in Nathan Darby, but he got through with that one.
Yeah, Booth just trying to turn the screw a little bit here, as in when he lets the shots go, he's putting them together in clusters, which is probably the right thing to do against someone like Darby. But Darby coping with that very, very well, and he's making Booth think in this contest. You know, this is not a bad thing for Booth. You know, he's had that ring rust, he's had that layoff, that timeout, so these rounds will only do him good, but it's been an entertaining contest, this one.
Thinking is most certainly the word for it. He really is getting Booth to have to think outside the box, and the word that you used right at the start and has been a key one is to be creative. Well, another very similar round, isn't it? I think every single round so far in this fight has been very alike to the one previous, isn't it? There hasn't been too much of a change in pattern. There hasn't been. Lewis Booth is comfortably winning this because he's doing the work, isn't he? And Darby's still doing good stuff, but he's defensively doing the good stuff rather than attackingly doing the good stuff. Yeah,
Lewis Booth is doing enough to win the rounds for sure, but Nathan Darby's making him think, making him work, which is a good thing, really. You know, I think that, you know, you look at the records of these two coming in, and Booth being 14-0 and Nathan Darby being 0-8. You think on paper it looks like a one-sided fight, but actually it's not. You know, Lewis Booth, yes, is winning the rounds, but Nathan Darby's certainly playing his part in a decent contest.
Round 5.
Well, here we go into the penultimate round of this 6-round welterweight contest here in Leeds. Steve Wood's VIP Promotions in association with Josh Warrington's Leeds Warrior Promotions. 12 fights on the bill, loads of people here, great atmosphere. We've had a cracker so far, and Lewis Booth back to business, trying to find a way into his opponent this time round, Nathan Darby.
Yep, good work again there from Booth, just trying to charge forward, putting the shots together. Nothing really landing, to be fair, but at least he's sort of trying to turn the screw a little bit here. But I tell you what, I've been impressed with Nathan Darby. He's held himself very, very well, kept his composure, went under pressure, and made life difficult for Booth in there.
I tell you what, Lewis Booth just did a textbook slip of a 1-2. He slipped both those shots so perfectly, so smoothly.
That was a good combination there from Booth as well. He did have success with those ones. Got through with the right hand, left hook landed as well.
Nathan Darby on the front foot for a change in his fight. Not many times have we seen that or said that so far. It's been all Lewis Booth who's been the one who's bringing it to him, and Darby's been the man who's been doing the defensive work. But now Booth finds himself on the ropes as Darby starts to let his hands go a bit.
Yeah, big right hand, just skimmed the whiskers there of Booth.
Good slip there by Lewis Booth, and then came back with a straight right hand to the body and followed it up upstairs, but Darby got himself out of there and he knew better than to stick around on them ropes or in that corner.
Entertaining round this one. Derby trying to make a fight of it, trying to force the pace a little bit, trying to take the play away from Booth, but Booth quickly turned that around again and got back on the front foot. And as I say that, goes back on the back foot. As Derby again just pushes forward, falls short again with that right hand. And look at the response from Booth and the crowd behind us. Clearly Booth fans liking that, Darren.
They certainly are, but I've got to tell you, as Lewis Booth chased Nathan Derby across the ring there, Derby just looked over at us at our ringside position and gave us a little smile. He clearly enjoys his job.
Yeah, he certainly does, and like you said, really the pattern of this contest right from the opening bell has been very, very similar, with Booth trying to work things out, trying to create openings, trying to find the spot, trying to get his feet in range, winning the rounds, but Derby making things very, very difficult for him in the process of doing that. Derby holding himself very well from the opening bell. For me, Booth doing enough in the rounds to win the rounds, but Nathan Derby, take nothing away from this kid. I mean, although I've got it, Derby quite far behind in this contest, he's really played his part in a decent little fight, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. We spoke about, well, there's been quite a few away corner fighters tonight who have
10 seconds, corners.
Who have made life difficult, and Nathan Derby is another one, just a bit like Justin Menzies was earlier on, slipping and sliding and defensively good, and in our previous fight we saw exactly the same thing. So the final round, let's see what Lewis Booth can do. Can he get his first stoppage victory? I'm not sure if he can with a fighter as defensively good as Derby.
That was a lovely right hand through the middle there from Booth to the body of Derby. Perhaps he's found an opening there because Derby's defensively been solid here, but Booth landing a couple of lovely right hands to the body at the beginning of this round.
Derby just still light on his toes, even in the 6th round. Plenty of energy, moving about clockwise, anti-clockwise, making sure that the brain of Lewis Booth is constantly ticking over, which has been a theme of this fight, is making Booth think non-stop. And he certainly got through with a few of those shots, but Derby's defensive skills has made sure he hasn't got through with as many as he would have liked to. But Booth just stands there in the centre of the ring as he pivots around and then get that occasional outburst of explosiveness from Booth.
Yeah, both guys have held themselves well. Lovely triple jab there, followed by the right hand. That was good work there from Lewis Booth as he controls the centre of that ring and just forces Nathan Derby on that back foot, making Derby work a little bit in this round. Actually, he's covering a lot of mileage in there at the moment, Derby, and Booth again pushing forward.
Derby continuing to be on that back foot and make Booth work both mentally and physically as he has to follow him round to try and get those shots off. Derby with a smile on his face as he does it. Booth lunging forward again.
Yeah, been a good little contest this one. Booth always thinking, always being made to work. Derby maybe coming off second best in most of these rounds, but he's conducted himself really well, held himself really well actually. It's been an entertaining contest.
When Booth lets his hands go, he really is vicious with them. He just can't keep his man there long enough for it to be effective enough. Derby strikes me as a fighter who hasn't had 8 fights. He looks like one of these fighters who's had 80 away corner fights.
Good finish from Booth there, got through with a right hand. Derby covers up well, and both guys embracing after that contest. Entertaining fight that. Both for me a clear winner on my scorecard, but take a bow, Nathan Darby, because you made a contest of that one, mate.
He did. We fully expect Craig Stephen to announce that Lewis Booth moves to 15-0. I'm sure he'll be pleased and happy to be back in a boxing ring. Big smiles on his face now. An unbelievable amount of concentration through the 6 rounds there. Didn't take his eyes off his man for a single second, but it was all smiles at the end and a show of appreciation to each other as they touch gloves. And what we love to see is them having a chat after. That's one of the great things about the beautiful brutality of the sport of boxing. But let's get the decision from our MC, Craig Stephen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, referee John Latham has the boxers. We have his score totals. 60 points to 54. The winner, still undefeated, from Doncaster, and please, ladies and gentlemen, in appreciation for the man from Rotherham, Nathan Demolition Valley.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.